Welcome to another devlog of the Red Forest, a Twilight Princess-inspired cosmic horror adventure game. The biggest problem in my game was the combat, and it nearly killed the project. But for those who know, I've been working on this game for a few years now, but when I first started game development, I was completely new to programming. I started learning pixel art, started putting together bits and pieces of the game. I spent a lot of time experimenting with different styles of games that would fit the Red Forest. It was supposed to be a turn-based game with minigame mechanics, kind of like Undertale system. I started doing side projects to learn programming. I did game jams with a group of friends to learn programming and to get more familiar with Unreal Engine's papered 2D and ZD plugins without ruining my main project. I felt like I was slowly slotting in the pieces for what I wanted the Red Forest to be. Except for the battle system. It just didn't feel right. I've been thinking about this game for years now. The story's complete, characters solid, mechanics are no issue, but the combat, I struggled. I went from making an Undertale-style turn-based game with minigames, to a normal turn-based game, to Souls-like, back to a turn-based game. I had such a hard time figuring out what would be the best and what would feel the best for my game. One of the most important things in my game is that the player can befriend and cure enemies, and tame creatures. I didn't want a hack and slash. I also didn't like the X-spam of a turn-based game like Pokemon. Sorry to call you out, I love you though. When one day, I revisited one of my favorite childhood games, Zelda Twilight Princess. Its combat is so simple, so clean. Even though you're battling monsters and parkouring around a map as furry Link with a girl on his back, this game still makes you feel something. So a couple months ago, I started learning Unreal Engine's gameplay ability system, and oh my goodness was I missing out on some diamonds. I begin with the enemies and attacks. I've been working on the past couple months on actually honing a combat system, which is heavily inspired by Twilight Princess. Some other things I've done this month. I've set enemies so Yarrow will face the direction based on the camera angle, and relevance to Yarrow's location and enemy location, allowing for 2D characters to change their flipbooks to show the correct angle they'd be facing as if they're in 3D. Pretty cool. One day when I was on a break, I was working on the combat system. I recreated the coffee shop level. That's one of the more popular levels back when it was a top-down 2D game, and here's the before and after pic. I still need to decide if I want to make the camera free inside a building or set. Let me know in the comments what you think. So I started making the playtest level. For now it'll be the actual intro to the game. This is a heavily Souls-esque style level design with the game design philosophy of if you see it, you can go there. And there are quite a few things you could do here in the starting level. I don't want to give away too much since the playtest is coming soon, but there are puzzles to solve, as well as my favorite feature I've started working on, the taming system. I never liked Breath of the Wild's taming system where you have to spend way too long chasing a horse and fail, probably just a skill issue on my part. But I created a system where you approach the deer, you must be in a passive state, you can interact, and it begins a minigame where you sync your breathing with the animals. I know it looks rough around the edges right now, but I can't wait to show you guys what it evolves into. If you fail 2 breath cycles in a row, the deer gets scared and runs away, and you must start over. It's forgiving, easy, but interactive and creates a slight bit of tension. After you successfully tame the mount will turn into a mount rune and go into your inventory so that you could spawn anytime. Maybe not anytime. Kind of like Torrent in Elden Ring. There will eventually be an inventory wheel of mounts that you could summon as you tame more of them, to have variety and different abilities that activate while you're riding those mounts. I can't wait to show you guys what's next. That's all for now. I know it's been a hot minute, but good things are coming, and I'll be posting soon on when the playtest is. It's getting close, guys. I want to give a special thank you to my Kofi supporters. Thanks so much for joining. I'll see you next time.